you say Republicans should lean in, but most of these Medicaid cuts don't come until after the midterms. Why is that?
Well, I mean, states run the Medicaid program. I do think it's reasonable to give them time to prepare to enact changes to the program. But it doesn't matter because Democrats are obviously going to go all in on this hysteria campaign. So if you're running a Republican campaign out there, you're going to have to debate the issue. And I'm telling you as a debating point, if Democrats want to run on giving Medicaid to illegal aliens and people who won't work or choose not to work, Republicans have a counter message that will work if they are willing to courageously defend it.
That's Republican Scott Jennings, outnumbered 4-1 on CNN and still cleaning house. And this is what happens when the panel trots out the usual Medicaid scare tactics and someone finally calls the bluff. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and it looks like Scott Jennings just turned a hostile CNN panel into a teachable moment. Because when it's 4 Democrats all pushing the same tired talking points and one Republican calmly laying out the facts, you know who's going to win that exchange. Jennings takes on the Medicaid meltdown, slams Tom Tillis for running scared, and walks through the CBO numbers like he's got the receipts. Because he does. From illegal immigrants to able-bodied adults choosing not to work, this debate gets right to the heart of what Republicans are at. Here he is dismantling a panel of liberal lunatics once again.
He's wrong, and virtually every Republican thinks he's wrong. There's nothing politically devastating about trying to bar 1.4 million illegal aliens from getting welfare. There's nothing politically devastating about encouraging 4.8 million people who choose not to work to try to work a little in order to get government benefits. And they did in the Senate install a $50 billion fund for rural hospitals, which was something he also raised concerns about. So I don't agree with his political analysis, nor does virtually every other Republican who helped to craft and ultimately pass this bill. And I think Republicans ought to lean into these things. Work requirements are good. Encouraging work instead of welfare is a good thing, and it will work in campaign.
I was going to say, I mean, you're putting your Republican colleagues of mine in the position of having to declare people to be deadbeats at the time when they are working 2 jobs. They are doing everything they can to make ends meet, and you guys are going to take the rug out from under them. And they're not going to be happy. They're going to be rightly, I think, upset about it.
You guys are conflating 2 populations, and it's not my conjecture. Just ask the CBO. Everybody likes to cite the CBO. The CBO's own numbers.
Typically.
4.8 million. Well, I'm going to cite them because they tend to be popular, at least in here. 4.8 million people on Medicaid who choose not to work. That's not my going out and counting. That's the CBO. 1.4
but
million
Scott, have you ever?
There
are so many.
There is a population that chooses not to work that maybe should try a little. And the people you cite are not going to lose their benefits. I don't believe.
I mean, this is what it looks like when a Republican actually shows up ready to fight. Scott Jennings didn't waste a second going after Tom Tillis, called him wrong, called him out, and didn't flinch once. And the best part is he said what every Republican voter's been thinking. Stop acting ashamed for doing something right. You know, the bill doesn't just block welfare for illegal immigrants and push able-bodied adults to work, it also includes $50 billion for rural hospitals. But somehow Tillis thinks that's a liability. Jennings laid it out clear. Republicans passed a good bill, and they ought to stand behind it like they mean it. Which is why this New York Times reporter lost it. Here's Jennings going head-to-head with her after she tried to brand Republicans as the party of taking things away.
Just as a bit of political analysis, I mean, this is really what I'm trying to do here, is that it is much easier to run on a message of someone took something away from you than it is to say, no, actually, we didn't take it away. Certain populations are undeserving. Certain populations, you know, aren't actually there to get it. And so what I would say probably is that you are facing a real issue where Republicans are becoming the party of taking things away, of cutting things, cutting things.
Because, look, I hear your analysis, and it's a valid debating point. My rebuttal to that would be Democrats have become the party of exploding government benefit programs during COVID, vastly expanding Medicaid beyond what it was ever intended to do, and then saying, gee whiz, now people are trying to take things away.
Do you think people like healthcare, though? Do you think people like healthcare?
Do you think people like healthcare? I don't think they like the system we live under, which is not a Republican system. It's Obamacare, which exploded premiums and has vastly expanded the welfare system.
But what I'm saying is most people do believe that there should be a basic ability to go to a hospital and get some care.
I agree, but I think most people also believe that people should not be able to sit and do nothing and receive government benefits, or be in the country illegally and receive government benefits. An attempt to work is a good thing. And the Republican ethos is, encouraging work. The Democratic ethos is encouraging government dependence.
I mean, this is the Democrat playbook in one clip. Lulu Garcia Navarro tries to frame Republicans as the party of taking things away. Like that line hasn't been used 100 times before, but Jennings doesn't blink. He flips it right back on her. Democrats exploded the welfare state during COVID, and now they're crying foul because someone finally wants to scale it back? You know, she kept pushing this idea that people just want healthcare. And sure, they do, but Jennings is absolutely right. What they don't want is this system. The one built by Democrats, the one that drove premiums through the roof and turned Medicaid into a catch-all for everyone and their cousin. Republicans want to reward work. Democrats want to fund freeloading. This isn't some policy debate, it's the fight for the soul of the country. Trump proved it with the 2017 tax cuts, record low unemployment, and opportunity zones that actually worked. Jennings just said out loud what every red-blooded American already knows: MAGA's about lifting people up while the left is hooked on handouts, drowning the country in debt, and calling it equity. But let me know what you think. Are there any parts of Trump's big beautiful bill that Republicans should feel guilty for passing? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye.